So that was our workflow notes sponsored by our friends at Dropbox. Have you forgotten about what you're doing with all your files on Dropbox and still paying $29.99 a month for unknown reasons? Continue doing that with the code BUILDERS to save nothing, truly nothing.
Just give us a little big on it.
For an affiliate commission.
But we're here to really check in. Colin, it's Red Wednesday. It's Glowless' time of year. How's it going? You want to check in from the top?
You know, that's a tough question. I shame Kelsey every time she mentions a promotion. And Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Red Wednesday, as the case may be at Glowless, is no different. We were actually just talking about it. She's got all her holiday stuff planned, but doesn't know what she's going to do.
If you has sent the sales letter on Red Wednesday, where it's just like, you know what's going to happen tonight. You get a little too drunk. You get a little too red. It's going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem. I've been there. I've felt it. I've gone viral off that experience. And this is why I'm offering you a one-time deal. 2-day shipping. It's going to be there by Friday. You're going to change your life and the life of your relatives this weekend with the Glowless Red Wednesday special.
So the problem is
72 for the price of 24.
Yeah, right. This speaks to like one of the bigger obstacles and things we need to figure out with Glowless is that like, it's basically one SKU. And it's a relatively low, $28 price point. There's just not that much.
Yeah, but this is
There's just not that much you can do.
Every Asian and partially Asian, or like, hey, it's a white guy bringing his Asian girlfriend to the Thanksgiving dinner for the first time, is all happening at one time.
I've been there, brother. Brother.
Well, vice versa. That's the Asian girlfriend bringing the white boyfriend to Thanksgiving for the first time. But I'm saying this is the time for gifting. It should be give the gift of Glowless to others who might be able to have that experience, and then you're opening up your TAM.
So that's the holiday. The holiday thing is basically get a stocking stuffer with it. So like I think she does like a 4-pack or a 5-pack free with the order.
I'm saying it should be early offer because that family's getting together right now. But anyway, this is we're just workshopping,
No, it's a good idea. I think we are just going to flip on a subscription option finally this week, which we've been talking about forever. And she's getting the new packaging ordered. So.
And you guys are going with like a camouflage, or what's the update for the?
It's like a digicam.
Oh, sick! Not a Cryptek or one of the more modern.
It's actually so the packaging that it's in now was immediately after she bought it. She knew she wanted to like update the brand and get away from the pink red color, but didn't know what it was going to be. So the packaging now is like monochrome, like it's like a gradient with no color at all. And so the new stuff looks excellent and obviously has the brand color in it. So it's gonna pop and look legit finally. It's funny. We were just talking about when she bought the packaging that old boy sent, shout out Alan, previous owner, was so bad and so comical. And also I think there were 30 of them or something like that. So,
he was probably more meant to build fintech apps. I think he's like top 10 fintech apps.
No,
app stores.
Seriously. No, like there's just like hardly any. It was basically like these weird plastic, like hard plastic cases, and a sticker on them. Like it was like a box, a plastic box. It was way too substantial. It was weird.
James, are you doing any deals, doing any 8-figure exits this Black Friday, or what's on the?
No, but I just had to respond to a tweet because I did that tweet today, and this guy was like, "How do you defer taxes on that?"
and you go, like, "Well, brother."
I said, "You don't." First of all,
that would require you to have your entity structured well, which none of us do.
None of us do. I said, "No." Part of it was a non-tax. Luckily for me, without getting into complexities. My largest exit was a non-taxable event, as is with many people's, actually, when you do like a stock swap. Anyway, sick. Anyway, which is
the title of this podcast really should be "Rich on Paper," sort of.
Rich on paper. That could be the story of my life. Rich on paper. What does that really mean? No. But no, one thing I've been working on right now is trying to figure out. So and I think that you gentlemen know this about me pretty well, but the listeners may be surprised to hear, is that despite me being moderately successful and coming across as put together, I'm just a ball of chaos in some regards. And that basically everything I do is pretty like ad hoc, right? There's like almost no like structuredly like sort of like process. It's just like bam, we're doing this, bam, 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 and like it happens to like work most of the time, but sometimes doesn't. So anyway, one thing I'm trying to do currently is hire a full-time writer for a content site that I had purchased, and part of this is I'm documenting the whole thing. This is so mind-blowing to think that like the reality is that in 2022 I'm going to spend like the idea that I'm going to spend time doing something for my business and then literally document it, and then the documentation of that becomes like a piece for something for me to sell so that other people can. It's just like this beautiful, you know what I'm saying, like this beautiful cycle, right? So it's like, so I'm going to document this process of like hiring the right person, because we're going to basically be getting, you know, content written at like, you know, 2 cents a word, and then it gets edited at a penny a word, right? And so you end up getting 1,000, like really, you know, 1,000-word article. It's really well written, SEO optimized with images and everything done for $30. And like, and by the way, that article is probably worth $100. And that is literally how a content agency would do it, right? They just hire the people in-house, and then they edit, and then they have the SOPs and structure and edit it. And so for me, instead of ad hoc doing all this content, which is what I've always done, or using an agency, is we are going through the process of, I have my boy Fahad, shout out Fahad, big fan of his, who I just hired actually, like on retainer as opposed to ad hoc as well, managing that process for me and finding the writer and, you know, creating all the content briefs. And, and anyway, so that's sort of exciting and interesting and cool to me. And then the other thing, the update for me life-wise, is that I have not ran, like, whether you want to call it a Monday morning stand-up or a scrum, obviously a little different, but like a team meeting since 2020.
A 9 at 9, perhaps.
A 9 at 9, if you will, you know, until today. Today's the first time I had to like run a meeting for 2 years. And I was like so nervous about it. I was like, okay.
Hey, everybody, I'm James, and we're going to talk about business.
Let me tell you.
But anyway, no, what it was a reminder is like I had, it just, you know, the real, and not this is like alpha, but the real sort of takeaway for me was that like when you don't do something for a long amount of time, if it's not something that you love doing or is supernatural for you, it becomes super intimidating. And it was just a really good reminder that like, okay, once I do this again, I've done this a ton of times before, like it's not the end of the world. It's not rocket science. You know, like dumber people than me have led, you know, stand-up meetings. Oren disagrees.
It's good. It's a little Easter egg for the YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, the self-deprecation, and like, so James said that I raised my hand. Oh, I'm dumber. Oren says, I don't know if anybody dumber has.
Yeah, I would say, what leadership quote did you start the meeting with?
Oh, actually, that's a good question, because I didn't. But now that you say that, I do. Oren, didn't you used to lead a bunch of meetings?
I'm interrupting this. I thought we lost Oren with some of these quotes he started pulling out for a run there. I was like, because like every Sunday night, like we'd like be joking about what quotes, sending some stuff back and forth, and then the one that would pop up on Monday morning was just like.
Well, we'd have to balance. We'd have like, okay, we have to get these quotes out there, but then also we have to have, you know, it's like year 2.5, right? So it's like, cool. It's happens every week. Now it's like 120 quotes. Yeah. We have to balance, you know, having a.
Do you have like a
really diverse?
Do you have one of those tear off calendars or something?
Well, here's the problem. All the good quotes, you know, red alert, are all from like old white business guys, and you can't have that be every quote. And once you've used up like. You know, Serena Williams, Oprah, and you know all the other, and like literally every we're just like searching like, you know, female entrepreneur leadership quote
that's
like,
not a white guy.
Yeah, and it actually becomes remarkably hard. And really, you're just like, cool, if I get anything that's there. And I tried to take it left. I tried to be like Nietzsche, and like, and we had like 2 weeks where like I was like getting weird, and then it got nipped in the bud real quick. But Colin and I still both live in eras where I imagine the week starts with a leadership quote. Our leadership quote this week is, well, in all times, is read in both English and Spanish, which I feel ends a particular note to it because it's done on the factory floor.
I actually
do you
had
guys
the
still both
first
do the weekly meetings? Yeah, like Colin's obviously still in the office all the time.
Yeah, and I do it. I mean, any business I'm in is going to follow that format in perpetuity.
Same, except for we haven't done one in like months. Until today.
You already just gave up over there, right?
It's been dark. I think we'll be able to talk about that on next week's pod in more detail. But we actually hit one today. It was Sans quote. It was a little bit off the cuff, as they often are with your boy, but it was not. There were no no slide deck. It was more like of a experience.
Be like, hey, I've been reading about capitalism, and I just wanted to leave with this quote from Adam Smith. You know,
from Adam Smith. I'm sure y'all heard of the greatest white man of all.
How do you feel about the invisible hand?
Yeah, Manifest Destiny. You guys like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Manifest
Can I be a fly on the wall, Oren?
Brother.
Actually, since the only way you and I work together is like various side project ad hockey stuff. Can I be a fly on the wall for an Orange Trouble just 99?
For a presentation? Yeah, I mean, for sure. Anytime you want, brother.
Yo, my favorite part of the quotes that were happening in the 99s is like in the Portland office, there's a handful of people that have also known Oren for years. And I would have people like elbowing me like, yo, what the fuck is going on with your boy?
See, I just couldn't take it seriously. Like, it's not that I couldn't take being in the meeting that Oren was doing it. Like, I could do that, but like me, it's so funny because I'm very comfortable being the center of attention. That doesn't bother me at all. But when it comes to like, I don't know why. But even when I used to, for a very brief time, and talk about all my lives, I was the SVP of a multi-$100 million health company. Dude,
cut the pot. It's a wrap.
Screenshot of the institutional research report that listed me in it.
Oh my God.
Point is, it was a brief time.
We should just
I had no problem running. I had no problem running those meetings because
you had no problem leading a group of doctors.
No, but just like the team already existed. So for me to come in, it didn't feel. I just felt like I was just like making it my show. But like I don't know why when it is like fully like I've created this baby, this is it. Like I've hired everyone myself. Part of it feels like physically uncomfortable to me, and I do not know why. I cannot imagine. My point is like I can't like imagine translating some Cortez quote about like conquering the planet.
I don't think we had
Cortez,
anything.
Pizarro would be great. Yeah, that's what I was trying to take it, and it kept getting nipped in the bud. But really, like if you start a week and you're just like, you know, like if your business is your passion, then you're truly going to pursue excellence. And then it's like we're tracking at 80% to goal right. Yeah,
I need like, dude. Today was, and I got to let me shout out. Like I won't call out other names, but my little 5-person team that is Nano Flips, because like I straight up today was like, check it out. This is not like me looking over your shoulders, but obviously everyone has to have some sort of KPIs for us to track. You guys get to pick
I am
KPIs.
tracking your computer usage on a daily basis. I am looking at your Upwork records. Yeah, your Slack messages are being monitored.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. That's always the
meetings will continue until morale
people
improves.
telling me about going through people's emails. I was always so uncomfortable with that.
Colin, I was going to say, almost all those 9-9 recordings are saved.
Oh, God.
You want to
in a
package up
folder.
and sell
And
them?
so, yeah, I'm saying if you can, I know it's probably like MMPI or something like that, but I can just get the archives. They didn't start being saved until it was like a public company, right? But like, if we can get some of the early ones, because I did enjoy where it was like, I'm reading like a Confucius quote, like in full Rick, you know, and the string of the week is
That's the other part that I totally. So I think that like for those people that don't know us like in real life as people, is that like, you know, I just have this thought that like people envision Oren like running these meetings like in a 3-piece suit
as a professional.
And it's like more like someone should go look up like what a Rick Owens fashion show is like with the woman as a backpack. The dude's wearing.
Yeah, we weren't going runway, but we were going ready to wear.
Oren walking in with Marnie like as a backpack on him, and him just like,
oh God,
you know what I mean? Just like with his old long hair, like Rick Owens style, just like, you know.
If only.
Anyway,
hey, speaking of which, are you guys? Look, Black Friday's here. You guys both need some fits. Are you guys considering shopping? And if so, where?
All right, let me put this out there to the team.
God damn.
So it's too bad. There was someone I was seeing a while back who was going to help me, and she just like
RFP
decided to like not fucking.
Yeah, she was like, you know what? Rather than take on this challenge, I'm just going to call this a wrap.
I'm out. The girl I'm seeing now, I think would just.
You were looking at some Del Toros, you know?
Tear through my bank account doing it for me. No, I want to hire someone who wants to. I need someone to come organize my closet and then just come and go buy me some basics and put it all together.
Well, you should get Law.
Do a refresh.
You should get the woman who's styling Lindsay Lohan now.
Is she accessible?
Certainly, brother. For you, at the
James
ARR.
James, what happened with your Rag and Bone experience again? You remind me.
Oh, so Rag and Bone, I don't remember exactly, but when I tried to return some stuff, basically,
the customer service was full India, right?
They sent me like 5 times in a row. They said they sent me the return labels. They like literally never they never showed up, and then like they weren't. And listen, not everyone has to speak English, but you would think that the Rag and Bone like customer support was
that's pretty, a reasonable expectation.
You know what I mean?
No, but I was like in your house, English. I think, and you were like on the live chat, and I was like, "Oh, this is just indecipherable," and you were like,
just terrible.
You're like, I'm trying to return these jeans. This is a premium brand.
I mean, so I had a thought today because I have like $1,000, which I understand the scheme of clothing can for some people it's a lot of money for clothing, for other people it's nothing. But I do have like $1,000 of clothes I've bought randomly, just like things here and there. That like I'm just so bad at returning stuff. Like I'm just like so bad. I have like some I don't know $300. I mean, I did take the tag off that cashmere shirt the other day, but my point is like I'm really worried that these are going to be mine
or
forever.
You go different.
No, that's Reese. Right. But I'm ready for a lot more like Loro Piana in my life. For sure.
I actually thought of you. There was a gorgeous Issey Miyake sweater on that brown sale. It's like a turtleneck. Anyway, just
there's some good deals in there, bro. I'm about to fucking.
It would look great on you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Colin, are you considering like I'm not going to make any joke. I'm just going to be dead serious. Like, are you considering like a nice puffer or like some technical outerwear, or like have you got anything got your eye on, like a long tee?
Like a long line, maybe a little.
I have to go. Are you considering like a full work vest handmade by like a leather worker in the downtown Portland area?
Wait, do you guys remember how for a minute how tall tees were getting? People were wearing.
Do I remember?
I know it very well. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Were you guys rocking them pretty hard? Were you like down
they're extended, brother.
Yeah, we had. I certainly had a couple that were, man, when we were
the tall tee with the jogger
in the 3D right, when we were doing drone stuff, there was a lot of length.
Taller tees, let me tell you.
I mean, the weird thing about that is like
a lot of length.
In a lot of ways, I felt like that was my time because like I've got a long torso. I'm not short, and I've never put on a like normal size T-shirt that I felt like was long enough. And so that obviously took it a little bit too far. But even now, like I pretty much only buy stuff that is a little bit longer.
That was a great era for you.
Short.
You looked really good in what
worked then,
popular in that era, and in that side of it. But then once that went away, like obviously it went away like hard, and now I feel like it's been a confusing time period in between. But I think you're going to find that niche again, brother.
You just described it perfectly. And I'm kind of like in between just like owning what I like and like not totally ignoring the world and trying to figure out, where that
That's the
balance is.
I'm trying to find, bro. Because it is a fine balance. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
well,
I'm aware, like I need a new refresh. Like I'm aware of that. Right. But then it's like, I guess I also like live in this weird fucking bubble of LA where it's just like, oh, like, and I got some homies who like look like real cool with what they're wearing, but like, I just know I can't do it. I just know I can't. But then I play in like a couple different worlds, right? I also like play in this like other world that's like pretty like traditional the way people are dressed. You know what I mean? Like I have some friends who dress just like grown ass fucking men. Do you know what I mean? Like that, like, and like that are very stylish, but it's definitely not trendy.
Intriguing.
Can't relate.
Can't relate.
I said none of the three of us dress like grown ass fucking men. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna pivot that though. It's hard pivot.
It's at 40, right? Oh, yeah. Just straight at 40.
40.
Yo, this is actually a fun conversation. Like, really, to what Oren said, like, joggers had such a moment and then just got obliterated by like fast fashion and Instagram brands. Like, it was so brutal. Like when Zane Robe was hitting, like that was really like
it was great time for a tall king because he didn't take much. You're like, cool, I can just buy more of these same pants, bro. I just keep getting this long tee, and there was a bunch of us that were thriving.
I had you don't even know how many pairs of Zane Robes I had, and then fucking H&M ruined it all. Oh, those are the worst too. You see a dude, it's like that dude's wearing joggers and they look like fucking sweatpants, like the worst joggers on the planet. Zane Robes fit like Oren and I were at the Zane Robe office in Sydney. I got the leather pants at the outlet sale.
The leathies, boy. Let's go.
The leathies. Yeah, it's funny. My mom today, because my mom is always asking me, she's like, oh, Well, I love my mom. She actually shouldn't make fun of her. She literally is one of the only listeners of this podcast. So shout out.
She gets all
Mom.
the she's flipped the niche site,
but
she's
she's always asking me, like, no
taking
matter
part in Red
what,
Wednesday.
this woman doesn't get it. Like, and I love her for it, but she just loves. It's just motherly stuff. She loves giving me gifts. Like, and I just don't want gifts from her, right? Like, it's just not what I want from her. That's fine.
But just get James a nice vest. That's what he really wants.
No,
hey, if you haven't told her yet, she'll know now. Jeez.
No. 1,200. I've told this woman every day since I was 16, just to please stop buying me stuff, and that it's not how I receive affection is not through gifts. But mostly because for whatever reason, I get frustrated with things that she likes to buy me clothes that often don't fit me or work for me, right? And that's where the frustration comes. Point is, today I was like, oh, you know what? I could use some new Lulu joggers. So I texted my mom. I was like, you know what? Actually, I could use some Lululemon joggers. And shout out to Sam, the girl I used to date, who bought me the Lululemon joggers I'm wearing currently, like a year ago. And Oren, I remember Oren was like, yo, those are going to be your favorite pants. Those are just like the most comfortable, useful things ever. My mom goes to me today. She's like, sounds great. What are joggers? And then I realized, like, is that like just not is this a new term? Are joggers like a new thing? I feel like that sounds like an old thing. I feel like joggers feel like they've been around for a minute.
I think they're an old thing, but my mom probably
sure.
doesn't know what joggers are either. So, like,
okay, well, Mom, I'll take the joggers.
It's not really a mom thing, new or old.
I think y'all got to be taking the moms to Milan more often. You know what I mean? I'm just
my mom.
Yeah, just to see what's happening and ready to wear. You know,
I'm trying to get my mom.
Really gonna do Lulus and you're not gonna do Vori? You know, like you're in that right part of SoCal, brother. Just lean in. Textiles.
I mean, I'll do whatever someone gives me. To be honest with you.
All right, should we switch gears to another segment of podcast, or do you guys want to explore more of your current fashion choices?